Hey, good morning. It's Dr. James. I do hope and pray this message finds you and your loved ones peaceful, thriving, and well. So this morning's message is for people between the ages of, say, 40 and 100, 60 years. And this message is specifically oriented towards people who are thinking about more and more about mindfulness, keeping their cognition strong, and helping themselves to prevent Alzheimer's disease. And what is the science telling us that we can be doing? Well, there's three things that science is telling us, and this came up for me the other day. I was bragging to my wife. I was saying, gosh, honey, it's amazing. I'm listening to Sirius 70s on 7, and I'm pulling up the Eagles, and I've got bread, and I've got, it doesn't matter. I can pretty much do every single song from beginning to end, every lyric. I'm on cue, and I've got it. And then this morning, I walked into the kitchen, and I forgot what I was going to go in there for. And then I went to the refrigerator. I was like, what am I looking for again? And then it hit me. I don't think I'm alone. And I'm thinking, gosh, I think it's time for us to talk a little bit about what science is telling us we can do to keep our minds sharp. Yeah, it's great to pull up songs from the 70s, but I want to be here long and strong. I want my cognition and my memory and my mindfulness to be working for me as long as I am here. And I want that for you. So the science is very, very clear. There's three things that researchers have found over the last decade that we should absolutely focus on. Number one is diet. Number two is movement. And number three is a particular type of mindfulness practice. And the three things are very, very simple. They're very straightforward. And if we engage with them every single day, we can literally decrease our chances for Alzheimer's disease and cut them by half. So number one, Mediterranean-based diet. So that's a very plant slant diet. So more plants, less land-based proteins. You want to go with more cold water wild fish versus land-based proteins. So cows and pigs and things like that. You want to get lots and lots of crucifers. You want to get healthy fats, omegas, nuts, and seeds, and really do everything you can to keep the refined, processed, highly sugared carbohydrates out of your diet, along with trans fats, and move all those things away. Just move them away and say, this is my focus. I'm going to fuel my brain with the healthy fats, the lean proteins, the vegetables, as well as great antioxidants, and that is my foundation for my care. Number two, movement. This is really, really interesting because all movement is helpful for your brain and cognition, but high intensity interval training, simply changing speeds, it can be walking or running or swimming or bicycling or on the Peloton. But the key is high intensity interval training, short bursts. In fact, studies show that as little as 10 to 20 minutes a day is all we need to do. So we're like, okay, I can do that. So I've got the Mediterranean diet, I've got my interval training, 10 to 20 minutes. And the third thing is meditation. What does meditation do? It can be prayer as well, so prayer or meditation. But when we sit silent, we are mindful and we are present, it promotes something called neurogenesis, which is a fancy way of saying it actually promotes the growth of new neurons. It actually helps with neuroplasticity. It actually helps to prevent and lower inflammation systemically, but also inflammation of the brain. And number four, this is the one I just thought of, it's like when you actually follow through, you go, okay, Mediterranean diet, a focus. Number two, interval walking. Number three, I'm going to be meditating. And number four, at the end of my day, I wrote down and I say, listen, I'm grateful. I followed through. Here's the things I did well. And here's how I followed through. Here's how I loved myself. When we actually follow through and love ourselves and we catch ourselves in that gratitude, our mind connects with it. And studies show that something called self-efficacy, which is just simply being a witness to you following through. Multitasking at one time used to be this sort of superhero thing. I could do 11 things at one time. Well, we know that multitasking and stress go hand in hand and not being present for anything. So slowing down, connecting with what it is that moves your personal needle with purpose forward in your life. And then you are a witness to see yourself following through. So your character, your integrity, they are all increased and you are following science. But much more importantly, you're following spirit. And we are alive to the degree that we serve. And we begin with serving ourselves so we can go out in the world and serve something bigger than ourselves. So with that, do all that you can. Step up, be courageous, love yourself deeply and well. We need you here, mindfully, present, and on purpose. Much love and every blessing. Have an awesome day. Bye for now.